Hi dear students, it's me Miss Mehala once again, and in this video I'll be sharing with you some of the examiner's tips when it comes to your paper 3 0500 first language English, directed writing and composition. But I'll be focusing on the first question, which is directed writing. So first of all, this is something that you need to know, that this genre of transformation question required you to show some awareness on the style, characteristics, persona, and also audience. That means you have to put yourself in a role, and then you need to address your audience correctly, or even I would say directly. And there will be almost certainly two texts. Don't get surprised that when you look at very old past year papers, you can only see a single text. But this year, in 2019, when I look back at the May June paper, I realized that they also gave two texts for directed writing. So don't get surprised when you see two texts. No matter how many texts that you get in your reading insert, just focus on the question and then respond to it correctly. And you need to also understand that the type of text that given to you can come in form of article or letter. It could be a dialogue. So it's obviously required you to assimilate information from both texts. So you must not ignore any one of this text. So all the texts given in your reading insert for this paper 3 direct writing are very, very important. And the recommended structure. So this is something commonly asked by many candidates, that what kind of structure I need to follow, because when it comes to my accepted response in paper 2, I have 3 bullet points, and I can nicely segregate the points according to the 3 bullet points given. So how about my paper 3 directed writing? So it's actually very simple. You need to go to the question, and then from there you need to generate the number of text. For an example, if the question asks you to, number 1, identify the views given in the article, you need to see how many views are given in the article. Let's say if there are 6 views, obviously you cannot be putting all the 6 views in one paragraph. So you can divide the 6 views into 2 paragraphs. That means 3. The first paragraph with the first 3 views, and the second paragraph with the next 3 views. And let's say the second bullet point asks you to evaluate the views given, and then by providing your final decision. Obviously you can put this evaluation in one paragraph, or if you feel the evaluation is too long that required you to divide them into 2 paragraphs, then go ahead. So as what I've mentioned just now, the way you structure your directed writing question is pretty much depending on the question itself. So you need to also quote from the principal examiner's report. To quote from the principal examiner's report, candidates should always bear in mind the importance of structure and the sense of audience. So as what I've mentioned just now, the structure and sense of audience are the 2 things that the examiners are really looking forward when it comes to this directed writing question. And you need to understand that when you are answering this question, there will be at least 2 things to be focused. For an example, the advantages and disadvantages. So when you finalize your directed writing question, you need to finally give your stand, whether the advantage outweigh the disadvantage or vice versa. So this is definitely a question which allows you to come up with your own judgment after identifying and evaluating all the views given in the article. And you need to also understand that when it comes to evaluation, you need to show your agreement or your disagreement. You see, when you identify, you're still looking for the ideas. even when you're analyzing it, you're still thinking whether you're agreeing or you disagree. But when are you actually giving your own idea? Here is when you are evaluating the points. But again, dear students, when you're evaluating, you are not allowed to give a new point. You can only evaluate by showing your agreement or disagreement to the existing point. That means you can always extend the point without giving a new argument. So this is where students always get wrong, when they ended up giving a lot of their individual idea. For an example, if the text requires you to analyze or to evaluate views given by experts when it's coming to praising children too much, so you should not be the other expert to give your own view about praising children too much. It was supposed to be an analysis or evaluation by showing agreement or disagreement to the views given by an expert or the experts from the text itself. So make sure that you need to use really strong transitions between points to, or in between idea to idea, between paragraph to paragraph. That means when you are showing your ideas which are in contrast, so you need to say in contrast, on the other hand, or if you're giving a similar idea, so you can say in addition or furthermore. So make sure that you use really strong transitions in order to write your answer. So that's all for today. So see you again in the next video.